Part 3 of the Prince Alfred's Pass deals with the upper Langkloof section from the 6th to the 12th kilometer. If you intend driving this pass, it's important to watch all the videos sequentially to gain a complete perspective of what to expect. Along this section of the upper Langkloof, despite the fact that the road twists and turns down the ravines, the surface is actually reasonably wide and getting past oncoming vehicles is fairly easy. Thomas Paine's father was Andrew Geddes Paine, who was born in Thurso, Scotland and lived from 1797 to 1864. Andrew Paine was a pioneer engineer and geologist and earned the tag of Father of South African Geology. He arrived in the Cape in 1816 at the age of 19, originally as a saddler in R339, and later set about finding employment in the construction of roads. Despite a number of large road building projects, Andrew Paine also built a bridge over the Fish River during that period. He then tackled the Catbird Pass near Ceres in 1848, which he did as a side job whilst constructing the considered masterpiece of that time, the Mitchell's Pass just south of Ceres. The most famous pass built by Andrew Paine was of course his opus magnum, which still stands today and named after him, the Paine Pass, which dates back to 1853. Paine Sr. also built the road north out of R339, which included the Lootsburg Pass and a series of smaller passes. His final pass was the Catbird Pass in 1854, which he was unable to complete due to health reasons, and this pass was completed by Thomas Paine's brother-in-law Adam de Smet. Andrew Paine fathered 11 children, of which his famous son Thomas Charles John Paine was the second son and the 7th child. The builder of the Prince Alfred's Pass, Thomas Paine, was born in R339 to Andrew Geddes Paine and Maria von Buckstrom on the 29th of September 1830. He died after a full and energetic life on his 63rd birthday on the 29th of September 1893 at his last residence named Woodside in Rondebosch, Cape Town. On the 26th of June 1854, Thomas married Johanna Hermina de Smet, 9th child of Willem de Smet, who was the secretary of the Central Roads Board and later to become a member of the Cape Parliament. Thomas and his wife had a long and happy marriage, being devoted to one another and to their 13 children. Johanna's brother, Adam de Smet, was also a road builder and worked for many years under Thomas's supervision. The two men, however, did not see eye to eye, which was as a result of a dispute in the routing of the Seven Passes Road, which turned into bitter acrimony which would last a lifetime. The family followed Thomas where his work took him, and this entailed moving every few years, so they had nothing which could be called a settled residence until they bought Woodside, standing in 90 acres of ground in Rondebosch. Thomas was essentially a quiet and gentle man, beloved of his family. At the same time, he was able, as his works attest, to control large construction crews in remote areas and, where more senior, to guide and control work on a number of sites, often hundreds of kilometers apart. He was religious and a teetotaler. After 10 kilometers from the start, the road levels off slightly and bisects a small farmstead. It's best to slow right down to under 20 kilometers per hour and be careful of animals and children on the road. This is the first point where accommodation is available from the northern descent. The farm has a delightful chalet, aptly named Cloud Cottage, which can be hired. Beyond the farm, the road starts to descend more steeply again as it enters the northern axis of the Langkloof. Thomas Paine was basically a road engineer and surveyor with strong geological links. He was apprenticed to his father for 5 years on the construction of Mitchell's Pass and Paine Pass, whereafter he sat for and passed top of the entrance the examination in civil engineering, set under the direction of the colonial engineer and the superintendent general of the colony. He obtained his AMICE in 1877. In 1848, he was appointed an assistant under the Central Roads Board and superintendent of convicts. Then from 1854, Inspector of Roads for the Western Province, holding on several occasions the appointment of visiting magistrate of the convict gangs employed under his supervision. In 1873, he was transferred to the Railway Department for 18 months as district engineer in charge of construction, and he also surveyed 3 proposed railway routes. After 1888, he was appointed Irrigation and Geological Surveyor of the Cape Colony. Be sure to watch part 4 of the Prince Alfred's Pass, which deals with the Middle Langkloof section.